Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video on this very rainy, dreary day in Newcastle. And in this video we have some pretty dreary news, to be honest, as it's reported that one of the very bright, talented youngsters at Newcastle United is set to leave the club. Ollie Harrison, the 15-year-old youngster who actually just won a cup with England under-16s not too long ago, has been playing for the under-18s of Newcastle and has been great. Looks like he's on his way out the door. As Dan Ashworth tries to build the club up, it looks like players could well still be leaving. So I want to talk a little bit about that one. Maxi is still heavily linked to leaving. Reports coming out today that he is in fact heading to Saudi Arabia, so we'll talk about that. There's also links to a few other players heading out the door this summer window, so we'll talk about that too. But first, Newcastle take on Rangers tonight. That's right, 8,000 Geordies will be heading to Glasgow to see the team feature against Rangers. I'm not heading there, unfortunately. I had planned to be there, but in the end, had to just give it a miss. Too much going on at the moment with work and everything else. And, you know, it's raining here in Newcastle. I'm hoping that it's bright and sunny up in Scotland. I'm not sure about that, but, you know, I got my fill of the rain against Gateshead, so I really hope for all the away fans travelling up there that it will be a different story. What I think will be a different story is the lineups and the players who feature. Obviously against Gateshead we saw quite a lot of youngsters feature, and really it wasn't necessarily to give the youngsters a chance, although it did give them a chance. It gave, you know, 7 left backs a chance in that game as well. What will be different this time is the likes of Bruno, Joe Linton, Isaac, Botman and, you know, Tonali are all officially back in pre-season training, and you would imagine we will see a higher quality lineup in the game against Rangers tonight for the sake of the fans going up there. You know, 8,000 fans on a Tuesday night. You know, that's not bad going. So again, big up to all the Toon fans who are making that journey up there. I hope for their sake that we could well see a Tonali debut. And, you know, a win. You know, let's get this, keep this pre-season rolling. A win against Gateshead despite being 2-0 down, despite bloody torrential storms that we could well see tonight again at Gateshead. Hopefully we can get a win. And if you're not going like me, you can still watch it on the telly. It is on NUFC TV. I think it's on Rangers TV as well. But it's not free. There is a cost to it. I think it's $7.99. So yeah. If you want to watch it, you still can. Cheer on the lads. And you know what it is? The money's going towards Newcastle United. Hopefully it'll go towards us bringing in a few more players, you know, to join Tonali in coming through that door into the club. But in this video, we're not talking about players coming in. We're talking about players going out. I mentioned there was a few players who are expected to leave on loan. It's now being reported that Kel Watts is likely to join Wigan on loan again this upcoming season. I think he's only got 1 year left on his deal, so it's thought that he will likely join Wigan on a permanent at the end of that loan, which I think is an all right one. You know, it's, as I say, youngsters coming. You let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Should we have given Kel Watts maybe more of a go at the club, or do you think it's right that he is being moved on? I think things are going to change. You know, we'll come on to, as I say, the youngster Ollie Harrison, thought to be leaving the club, which quite a few people are disappointed at on social media. Obviously a very bright talent coming through the Newcastle, which I'll come on to him more in a moment. Kel Watts, you know, coming to the age now, 22, 23, you know, he's not really a youngster anymore. In fact, he's the same age as Sven Botman. And you know, Sven Botman is playing for Newcastle United in the first team. He's looking to represent Netherlands on an international level. And as we try and take that next step into Champions League and bringing in new players, you know, big links with Disasi, the Monaco centre-back. We're looking at bringing more centre-backs in. You know, maybe it is time for some of these players to move on, and maybe it's time for the likes of a Kel Watts to move on. So let me know your thoughts on that one down below. I mentioned that we played 6 left backs against Gateshead at the weekend, and it looks like one of those left backs is also set to leave the club. Jamal Lewis, the left back who we brought in with some high hopes for the lad, and it just hasn't worked out, has it? You know, he never got the game time. He kind of was out for injury. He actually didn't get included in the 25-man squad at one point. Well, now it's being reported that he will in fact be leaving the club and heading to Watford on a loan. Now, a lot of the comments on this one and the Kel Watts one were along, as I try to get slightly more underneath the tree that I'm sat under, because it's just getting heavier and heavier, this rain. It is being reported that it is a loan, and there is quite a lot of people saying, why is it a loan? Should we not be trying to sell some of these guys? And it's a tough one. I think we do want to move players out this window. The trouble is we're spending a lot of time on who can we bring in. You know, attention has to be paid to who we're moving out as well. But it just becomes that scenario where we're just trying to get people off the books at the minute. Is it a loan? Is it a sale? Just get them out so we can... And it's for the FFP with the wages as much as anything else. You know, you can even talk about Carl Darlow. Carl Darlow's been heavily linked to a move this window, a Hull into Middlesbrough. It's being reported today that move might be in jeopardy because Newcastle's asking fee for the player is too high. You know, so there you go. If we start going, we want 10 million for Jamal Lewis, and these teams are going, well, no, actually, we're not going to give you anything. It's a loan or take it. And I think it's probably similar with Darlow. They know we've got 5 goalkeepers on the books. We've got 7 left-backs on the books. Well, if you don't want to loan them to us, well, we just won't buy them. You know, whatever. Call Darlow. Well, we've got 5 goalkeepers. We want them for $1 million or a loan. Otherwise, we're not buying them. All right, okay. Well, I best we better let them go, because otherwise we're not going to let them go at all. So as much as it's tricky bringing players in, it's been just as tricky trying to let players go as well. Maxi's the one, and it'll be interesting to see tonight. Will Maxi be travelling with the squad? It's being reported that maybe Maxi won't actually be travelling with the squad to Rangers. And if he isn't there, is that boosting the thoughts that he will indeed go to Saudi Arabia or leave this summer window? I mean, it's just going on, isn't it? And I do think, again, I've said it before, often there isn't smoke without fire, and I think it's not a secret that maybe Maxi does want to go, or maybe the club want to move Maxi on, but I would like it to kind of come to a head and be decided. You know, if Maxi's going to stay, come out and tell us, yes, I'm staying. If he's not, then maybe he should go, and it gives us time to get over it and look at what our options are for next, because at the minute it's just back and forth. And he played in the Gateshead game, which I thought was a boost. He's here, he's training, he's playing in torrential rain against a non-league side. I mean, that shows that he wants to be there, but reports today, well, that apparently he's on his way. So I'll tell you what, we'll find out sooner rather than later in the game tonight. Is Maxi there? Is he not there? But the one that's catching the headlines today is about the youngster Ollie Harrison, the 15-year-old turning 16-year-old midfielder for Newcastle United, who's been playing in the under-18s. You know, 15-year-old playing in the under-18s already, not too bad. He's highly thought of, and if it's a name we don't recognise, as I say, he's only a youngster, but he did represent England in the 16s just this year, where they actually beat Japan in the final and won the tournament there. And he was heavily praised for that performance. And under all of this, Newcastle bringing in players, boosting the academies, well, it looks like he might actually be on his way out the door as he set to turn 16. It's understood the contract offers are available, and that Chelsea, I think Wolves and Brighton are actually leading the race for his signature. It's reported by the Daily Mail that Newcastle don't want to break wage structures just to keep him at the club. So you let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Obviously, he's a young lad who's becoming a footballer, and if there's a team out there offering him 20 grand a week at the age of 16, and a Chelsea who, you know, he could go to and then go on loan for the next 10 years and never see the first team at Chelsea. But if he goes and signs a 4 or 5 year deal on 20 grand a week at the age of 16, you know, it's not the football playing career that maybe us Newcastle fans want him to have. I think we're on a great project here. It's clear that we're going out, we're bringing players in. Yes, we might not give you the money that Chelsea are right now, because we don't want to break our wage structure. Do you think we should? You tell me that. Do you think we should be breaking our wage structure for these players, or is no player bigger than the team and we stick to the plan at hand? I think that's the right thing to do, and if he wants to go and move away somewhere else, then maybe that's up to him. At the end of the day, I think at that young age, we will see players come and go. You know, there will be players who come in, there'll be players who go out, and if Ollie Harrison decides he wants to go and play his football else somewhere, hopefully it doesn't bite us in the arse in a few years' time. But you know, you're not in control of these guys. Look at the other side of the thing. We've just gone and bought Garang Kual. We've just gone and bought Minter, the Gambian lad, for £7 million. You know, it's not like we're sitting around going, right, see you later, Ollie. Right, oh no, we're going out there. I think there's going to be a lot of this. Young players going out, young players coming in. Dan Ashworth trying to build the academy. Yes, we want to have all of the best young talented players at us to stay at us forever. But if there's money elsewhere and he wants to go, then maybe he goes and does it. Or do you disagree with that? Do you think we should go? No. We're going to keep you. We're going to give you the money that you want. We're going to match Chelsea's fees. Or do we play our game? And we will bring in players, we will let players go, but ultimately we're still, pointing in the right direction, and it's to have a better side. So, yeah, you let me know your thoughts on the youngster, Ollie Harrison, who's heavily... But I think his dad is the under-14s coach at Newcastle as well, which presumably is going to have some bearing on maybe what happens in the end as well. But, yeah, Fabrizio Romano, of all people, I mean, that shows you that this young lad's built himself a name at the young age of 15, 16. People are already talking about him. We know how well he did through this season at Newcastle, and obviously other teams are interested as well. So you let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Give me your predictions for tonight's game against Rangers as well if you fancy it. As always, thank you for watching. I'm going to get out of under this tree and back inside. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.